biggest race in Austria.
It is an epic race. You've got 16 hours to finish this race and only about 50% complete the course.
These mountains are enormous and we're going to be climbing them up on bikes. This is crazy. Man, I'm hurting all over. This is brutal. Climb, 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 climb.
We're climbing stuff that's 20, 30 degrees paved. This is a damn hard race. Now the real racing starts. We all haul ass through there and it's just gonna get mental. The level of danger is right through the roof here.
Never in my life have I done a mountain bike race this long. I hope I make it to the end. This race is too big to fathom. So long, it's like mentally beating on you. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Turbo and I are heading into the unknown. It's a new year and new set of races.
These races are the biggest, baddest, and scariest on the planet. It'll be a miracle if we survive the next 6 months.
This will truly be a test of what we're made of.
We're pushing way beyond our limits, over 2,500 kilometers.
This is going to be the most insane year of our lives.
So we're here in Austria in the s02e01 region, which is kind of the mountain playground for Austrians.
We're here for the s02e01 Trophy Series race. This has got to be the biggest race in Austria.
It's a 211-kilometer mountain bike race through this region. It's got 7,000 meters of climbing. It's widely regarded in Europe as one of the toughest mountain bike enduro events around. Certainly it's a hell of a way to start our journey for this season.
We're going to be doing switchback climbs. We're going to be doing hair-raising descents. It's going to be nutty. We got 2 days until the race, so today is just to get the lay of the land. We're going to meet up with some mountain bikers later on and just check out some of the terrain around here.
So up here with our new buddy Daniel, he's a local free rider here, knows the trails around this area inside and out, so he's a great tour guide for a lot of the trophy trails.
We call it Juweltwigel. It's one of our favorite spots. Now we show you a short part for this trail.
This is what we got to do, man. We're racing on this stuff, so we got to get out and test it and see what it's like, because we're going to be riding this on Saturday. We hadn't a clue where he's going to take us. He's just taking us to one of his favorite spots. We didn't know what to expect. The beauty of hooking up with locals when you go to different places, they're going to take you to the hidden gems. They're going to take you to the places where you'd never be able to find. They're going to take you on a killer ride.
We've got the right skill set for this race. This race is going to challenge us mentally, physically. It's going to push us to our limits, but you don't get a true appreciation of riding and racing until you're actually on the trails themselves.
We're riding close together, we're all going fast, and it's tough. You got to be on your toes doing this stuff. You're riding right on the ridge here. If you take a turn to the right there, you're going to go right over the edge there, and you're going to drop about 300 feet.
It's tight, it's twisty, and the rocks just kind of bounce you around, so you've got to stay loose, let the bike flow. It's a technical piece of trail, and it's more difficult the faster you go. So we're riding fast, we're riding tight. You know, there's a rider right behind you, and there's somebody right in front of you. You've kind of got to look ahead and look through that rider to anticipate what's coming, and just hope that they don't crash. Somebody crash?
On a training run, and downhiller's kind of like the gnarly stuff here, and I don't think it's a good idea before race day. I just bailed over the bars there. After that, I thought, hold on, it's like I gotta slow down a bit.
You know, there's too much risk right now. I mean, there's no point in hurting yourself before the race. I don't want to see Turbo getting banged up, and obviously I don't want to get banged up myself. This is out of my comfort zone, and to prepare for it wasn't easy. I've still got to prepare at the same time for another 9 races, which include a variety of other sports. A lot of people have said, well, why don't you train harder for these races, or why don't you prepare, or how come you fail on some of these? Most athletes will take one big race, they train hard for it, and they prepare for it. We're traveling across the world, we're dealing with different food and all the jet lag. They're not ideal conditions. Obviously, we're going to do our best. Some days we're going to have great days, other days we're going to come a little bit short.
This year, I'm trying to focus on getting more training when we're on these trips, so even though it's a bike race, we really want to get out here and get some running in. You know, it's important to keep the body moving.
The tops of these mountains, you've got a great vantage point to really scope out the race course, and it's just going to be like riding a saw blade. There's 7,000 meters of elevation, and you know, we're going to have some big climbs on the day, so it's good to get the bird's eye view and really see what you're going to be dealing with. I could see a significant area of the race course. I've got this wide macro view of everything. Okay, I'm going all the way around that lake and then climbing up this mountain. Then you really get an appreciation of the magnitude.
When you got a big race coming, you kind of want to clear your mind away from the race. Doing this was perfect for that. Of course, in the back of your mind, you see these hills, you think, oh, I got a lot of climbing to do. These mountains are enormous, and we're going to be up and down on these things on bikes. This is crazy.
It's really good for us to get a real sense of what the race course is all about. It's always important to meet up with a local pro. You really have a true appreciation for consummate professionals. Tell me how the race starts.
Fast. Be careful with your body, and it's very long and very difficult with the meters of climbing. I don't know. The other race in the world have so many. With so many, I don't think so.
You just see these people, you talk to them, and you know, these guys are professionals. They're amazing at what they do. Luis Pinto had a crash in his last race. He actually had a broken rib.
Oh, really?
This guy is amazing, but kind of crazy. So all you do is long races?
Yes, I like stage races.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this one? Hills?
Yeah, long uphills, not so easy. After 150k is the big climb. 7,000 meters for climbing is very, very much, and I think this is the problem.
In the Hammer where I train, we're on an escarpment, so we got a lot of hill. Here in the Alps, it's big hills. These are big, long climbs. What advice could you give us for tomorrow?
Full gas.
Full gas?
Full
That's
gas.
him, full
All the
gas.
time?
I'm not full gas.
Full gas, and after the race is the after party. Full gas.
Full gas, yeah. I think the part that worries me is you're going to see some crashes in this race. Mountain biking is a different sport, and in this alpine terrain, it's going to be definitely tough. I'm hoping we make it in before the 16-hour limit. It's not about getting to the finish line first, it's about getting to the finish line.
So again, Matt Goy's learned to race 2 races. Tomorrow, a big 211K. Today we raced the Eliminator Criterium. The Eliminator takes racers over obstacles for about a kilometer loop. The level of danger is right through the roof here. Crashes are so common that the pros don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
This is totally dangerous. You shouldn't be really doing this before a big race. I'm just going out there to have fun.
The main goal not crash. Second goal, have fun and go fast. First round's qualifier. We're getting seated now.
Next from Canada, Simon Donata.
Just I'm in the zone now. I'm ready to do this. 2, 1, go.
Nur 3, der Sieger.
Feeling pretty nervous now. I don't see many old people here. This looks like it's a young man's sport.
Und nun haben wir einen Mann von Boundless hier, Number 29, Paul Travelcock.
3, 2, 1, go.
Get going pretty fast. I had a few times where I was losing control and I was thinking, oh, hold on, slow down there, old man.
Boom. I got 2 more rounds of pain. Are you in?
No, I think I'm not. I'm good. I'm not in. I think I'm not in. I think I'm good.
And you're happy?
Yeah. Out of 33, they took 32. So I didn't make it through, but I had fun. I was definitely the oldest guy in there. Well, maybe that guy's old. Go ask him how old he is. I got 1 lap in. I was happy with that. Tomorrow's the long one, so I don't want to kill myself. Oh. Hello. There we go. Okay, good now.
Now the real racing starts. We all start off the ramp, haul ass through there, and it's just gonna get mental.
Oh, maybe the guy from Czech Republic, and here they are, Karl Martin leading.
A little nerve-wracking. It's intense now that there's gonna be other riders on course.
Let's go, Sammy!
Und dann kommen sie auch vor der Nummer 9. Das heißt also weiter sind
I didn't get my cleat in until right before the logs, so I didn't have a good sprint. I was in 3rd and my day was done, but I live to fight tomorrow, and I mean that's what we're here for. We're here for the big kahuna, 211K tomorrow, and it's time to go back home, load ourselves up with food, get some sleep, because we're up at 3 in the morning for a 5 a.m. start, so that's gonna come pretty damn early. So we're just loading the bikes. Bikes are in. We're about. Excuse me. What are you doing? Vitamins. Just sit down in the front and do it in the car. I'll drive. How many vitamins do you have?
This Grumpy gets a little competitive.
Still want to be rushed to the start line.
Yeah, well, this is going to take you 2 minutes.
Your alarm didn't go off at 3 o'clock, did it? It's because I f***ed up my watch. It's gonna go off at 3 o'clock, which is 3 in the afternoon.
I would have been 10 minutes early.
Doors shut.
Sorry, yeah, cycling shoes on.
The worst part about racing is the anticipation. It usually clouds your mind. That can get overwhelming at times, so it's nice just to get to the event and just hear the starter say, go. So my electrolytes hopefully help keep me from cramping today, which is my main concern. Apparently they have food on course, but it's always good to go out with what you know and what you know your stomach can handle.
Come on, prima donna. Walk kind of through these little alleyways and then you get out to the street. There's a hum going on and you see the bikes flying by you up to the start, and then you get out in the main street there and it's just all lit up.
Wir beginnen mit den Top 50, die von vorne dann hereinfahren. Everybody welcome, good morning to ladies and gentlemen here. 211 kilometers on the tour start in Bad Goisern. There are 40-50 degrees outside, it's beautiful weather, and I wish you all the riders here a fantastic day. Und jetzt noch, ich darf ganz kurz auch noch unsere zwei Kanadier begrüßen, die heute vom Fernsehteam mit dabei sind. Two guys from Canada, if they can hear me, Paul Trebelog and it's Simon Donato. Congratulations, and we wish you all the best. We hope you are back in the afternoon on the finish line here in Bad Goisern.
You know, as we get a little closer to the start, there's going to be a lot of energy in here, and people are getting really excited to start this challenge. Nerves are always high, so once the gun goes, everybody just surges and they feed off each other. The intensity just starts to build to a crescendo, and then they launch you out of there.
Good luck, John Ryder. 600 guys and ladies, we wish you all the best. And have a good race here, coming back soon.
The race starts at 5 in the morning and it ends at 9 p.m. If you finish outside of 9 p.m., even if you cross the line, you won't have an official ranking. There's intermediate cutoffs throughout the race as well. You've got to hit these checkpoints at a certain time, so it really forces people to get on the gas.
I didn't know what to expect. The first climb was 800 meters. I quickly realized what a big deal 800 meters was.
This is one of the biggest races in Austria. There's 7,000 meters of climb in this course.
What have I got myself into?
That first climb's a bear. It's almost a kilometer in height and probably 8 to 10 kilometers of riding. Yeah, I could see the lead group, and they were already one switchback ahead.
Pretty intense. It was mostly on asphalt roads up through the village. It's just climb, switchback, climb and switchback. It was just amazing how long we climbed for.
I learned quickly that Austrians will pave anything. It doesn't matter how steep. So we're climbing stuff that had to be 20 to 30 plus degree incline. Only 10 more like this.
We spent 53 minutes climbing the first climb. I kept the elevation map in front of me on my bars, and I looked at that map and I'm like, oh my God, I've bitten off a lot here. Okay, so then we got another climb, and then another descent, and another climb. And then 3/4 of the way down the map, you see this little spot where it flattens out a bit, and you're like, when the am I going to get to that part?
At the end of last year, that was crazy. We did a bunch of races in a very tight schedule.
We already climbed this one. This is our second time up this one. Unbelievable.
The funny thing about doing these big endurance things is right after you're done, you feel like, I don't want to ever do one of those again. What am I, an idiot?
Almost at the top, yeah. And only 6,800 more meters to go. Okay.
Yeah, you are an idiot, and you are going to do it again because you want that rush, you want that adrenaline coming back.
that first climb was history, and for every up, you obviously get it down. For the most part, it flowed pretty well. We rode that down for a little while, and then boom, you get your next little climb. The first 50, 60 kilometers was that in repeat.
Oh no, come on.
Settling in, getting a rhythm. No need to hammer just yet. Back's a little tight, but otherwise, feeling pretty good. There was a hike section in there. It was wet. A lot of these guys are roadies, not technical riders, really. Yeah, so far so good. Grind it out.
I have a very hard time with people passing me early in a race, even though I wanted to accelerate and stay with people who were starting to pass me. I had to fight those urges and just race my own race. But at the same time, I could still feel my energy levels creeping up, my heart rate especially, so I knew that I was kind of pushing myself in the danger zone. The only times I was taking breaks would be when I get into an aid station.
No posers here. Everyone's a real rider. And put you on the climbs. Tough race. Gotta eat, gotta drink. Keep concentrating. All right, I gotta go. For real. You know, we're on a nasty climb and this sucker goes straight up for another 3-4 kilometers. You know, we've got a hell of a long way to go. We're not even halfway through the race yet.
Scores have been relentless so far. Not much chance to rest.
It was a constant climb and descent and climb and descent. Tried to just whittle my way through them, and I seemed to do well on the gnarly descents. We ran into some trails, but once we hit the gnarly chunk and stuff, they all got off their bikes and started walking. I'm like, what? This is a mountain bike race. Don't you ride a mountain bike? It was a little frustrating at first. You want to be moving, but because of the long line of people in front of you, you can't. So you're just waiting your turn in the line to walk through this beautiful mountain bike trail, which I was kind of sad about. Come on, let's ride. We're supposed to ride these things. Hit the curve, you want to take it a little slower so you don't wash out or end up right over the cliff.
One of the really cool sections was this famous trail that goes alongside a mountain cliff. High above Bad Goizern, they've actually cut out this ledge, they've created a tunnel. As you ride this trail, you go into the tunnel and you can't see anything. You're looking 50 feet ahead where there's a little bit of daylight coming out, but the tunnel bends and you're just trying not to hit the walls.
Everything's starting to ache. We'll have some ups and downs during this race. A little down right now. I feel the pain all over the body. I'm loving the downhills. I'm loving the speed. I'm loving the gnarly stuff. But there's so much climb, it's not funny here. Thank you, Duncan.
It's a tough day out here. I'm happy to be hanging in, but they're pushing me, that's for damn sure. We're climbing stuff that's like 20, 30 degrees paved. We don't have stuff like that in Canmore or Banff. I'm getting cramps. My neck and shoulders are gonna be so tired by the end of this. My head just feels like a dead weight. It's starting to get hot now.
It's tough though. Now we got a bit more climb and then we're getting another wicked descent. Whew. I'm telling you, man, what a race.
Whoa, man. I've had some ups and downs out there, but we're getting closer. I hate to quit. Makes me angry to think about. I mean, sometimes it's all I can think about, but it's the last thing I want to do, despite how hard it is. I mean, this is a damn hard race.
Last year was a very new experience for me, putting so many monster races together in such a short period of time. And you think I would have been able to take those memories and carry them into here and pick up exactly where I left off. That's not the case at all. As the day plays out, you just settle into this place where you have to deal with all the emotions, all the uncertainty, all the fatigue inside of you. I was starting to question myself. And you just have to tell yourself the only solution is just to keep spinning your legs.
This is the hardest race I've done. I keep saying that on this show. It's crazy.
We're at 190K.
93.
What the f? Oh, this is brutal, dude. I'm right in here. Oh. I gotta keep rolling. I want to miss the cutoff.
It's been 8 months since I've had a long, hard race like this. You forget about the dark places that you end up when you're out for a full day of racing. You get comfortable in your life. It's a rude awakening today. It's a long day.
At about the midway point through the race, you climb and climb and climb and you end up on this big field. I just saw all these people and they were cheering and stuff, so I decided to give them a little Sound of Music from the Canadian. I don't know if this is one of the favorite spots to cheer on. Maybe it was the halfway point. I don't know where I was. Somewhere in Austria.
One of the race favorites, Luis Pinto. I met the guy yesterday. He won today.
Hier kommt noch einmal Luis Pinto aus Portugal.
Not only did he win, he shattered the existing course record. He went sub 10 hours, which hasn't been done yet.
I think the kilometer 115 was the hardest part with the hard climbs, but I'm feeling very good. Good luck, Simon and Turbo.
Lewis actually did it with a broken rib because he had a crash in his last race. For him to win this race in under 10 hours, it's amazing.
Never in my life have I done a mountain bike race this long. I hope I make it to the end.
One of the highlights and lowlights was climbing up Hallstatt, 150K into the race. You're climbing to the highest point on the course. That thing's too steep to build a road on in Austria. Love to walk. I love to just sit in the shade for half an hour, but I'll do that when I'm finished. A new respect for the Austrian Alps. No respect for the riders here. They're all solid. Some don't know how to downhill worth a damn, but they can all climb like mountain goats.
From which state are you?
Canada.
Now I understand why the downhills are easy here for you.
Yeah, it's the climbs that are painful. Oh. I haven't had a cramp yet, which is huge for me. I think my legs are fresher. I haven't raced in a while. I've got pretty good legs right now. Oh man, how many climbs can I hit you with? 10 hours 15 into the race, 150 kilometers in. I'm getting there, one step at a time. I don't know anything about Turbo. If it's a big one for me and I live in the mountains, it's definitely a big one for him. I don't know whether he's 5 minutes behind, 2 hours behind, crashed, banged up, not banged up, happy or unhappy.
I really had to have a dump. I guess I've been eating a lot of cheese in Austria, so I found a good spot and just let her rip. I remember thinking, oh man, what's poisonous in this country? Like, I don't want to get the wrong leaf to wipe with, right? In these kind of races, the odds of you having to have a dump are pretty darn good. I feel much better. Now he's plugging me up there. Oh, dude. Sick of hills, man. I'm sick of hills.
Totally sick of hills.
Feeling worn out, just tired of this climb, tired of the race. I just want to get over with. It's been a long day. Turbo, I don't know if you're still racing. I don't know where you are. But if you're on this climb, buddy, I feel sorry for you. It is a huge biatch. I don't envy you if you're just getting started. It breaks your will. It's been a long day.
Oh man, I'm hurting all over. This is brutal, dude. Climb, 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 climb. And more climb. I think we're about to enter another one.
Last climb, big climb.
This is a tough race. This race is too big to fathom. As long as I can start the last big climb, I'll be set. Because I'm going to climb Hallstatt.
11 hours. I'm dead.
If I can get to the top of Hallstatt, I think I can finish this race.
I'm too old for this. If I have to push this bike up to the top of this mountain, I will. After this, you get the beer and you get the women, right, buddy? Because you're a champion. I get my girls. I'll be proud of your old man. Keep up, keep up. We came right around this lake, all the way over here. Last aid station was where that bunch of houses is. Holy moly. You gotta get to the top of that baby.
There was a little hut at the top, and I asked the guys, is this really the top? They're like, yep. Oof, thank God.
So 165K in, 12 hours, 10 minutes of racing. Be a happy boy if I can do the last 40K, 2 hours. Cold beer awaits. All downhill to the finish.
From the top of Hallstatt into the finish at Bad Goisern was virtually all downhill. When we finally started descending on that one, then I knew I could make the finish. I knew that the race was in hand. I saw this one Belgian guy throughout the day. On the final 20K of the race, he and I ended up working together. He would share part of the work, I would do some of the work, and we went twice as fast as I would have on my own.
We'll do it together, no matter what now.
We reeled in a bunch of guys that were ahead of us. They jumped on and I was holding like 8 guys along.
Coming out. There you go.
Here to go. Maybe 5K from the finish. A couple of them decided to attack.
Nothing in Belge. Yeah, they're also Belgians.
Oh yeah?
And I said, there's no way to back.
What, attack after we help? Yeah, that's alright. I've done my work.
I would say it's a little bit poor form, but hey, whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do. The final kilometer of the race was beautiful. You can hear the finish in the distance. We just kind of looked at each other and gave a thumbs up and basically just cruised it in.
Thank you so much.
I love racing, but I love finishing. And when you finish in a place like this, with people everywhere, smiles, families, the beer is flowing freely, which I will soon indulge in. I mean, this really just caps off a perfect event. This is a great way to start off our new series of races. I'm in mountain bike heaven right now. I can't imagine how Turbo's doing, but you know, he's a trooper, so I hope he's sticking with it.
The mind is a wonderful thing. It is the strongest thing you have, and if you focus it right, you can accomplish anything. But this is a tough race. The climbs are so long, it's like mentally beating on you. I was getting choked up because I would just make the cutoffs at each aid station. I don't know what's going to happen.
Leaders in.
I didn't get any updates on Turbo when I was on the race course. I know he's pretty chill when he's out there, but I knew that pressure had to be creeping in there. He had to be getting anxious. It's not about, do I have the energy in my legs to cross that finish line? This is about time now.
Along this whole race course, just amazing views. It's just a beautiful country. When you're racing a race as tough as this, to be able to look at the scenery and take your mind off the pain and the suffering just helps so much. But I'm not going to finish this race. A few times I was hoping that I wouldn't make the time cutoff at the next aid station so I could be pulled out of the race. There's so many times during these long races where you have these peaks and valleys. There's so many times where you come way down and you just don't want to be there. It's starting to get cold out.
This is what racing these long, arduous races does to you. But then, I looked at my watch. I was pushing the time, but I realized I'm so close. I'm getting there. This is it. I don't know what happened at that point, but I just started going. I found that extra push. At that point, I didn't even want to look at my watch. I just wanted to finish the race. So I just carried on and just kept plugging away.
He's about an hour out. Touch and go though, because he's got to make the cutoff. It's 8:05 right now, so he's really got to put the pedal to the metal, give it full gas, and just do it. He might just crack 16 hours to get here before 9 o'clock, so I'll be waiting by the start line for him with a gluten-free beer or a glass of wine, maybe Pinot Noir, I think he likes that.
That finish line.
This is the toughest race I've done in my entire life. The constant mental and physical battle to get through these hills, it's just so tough.
Went to the finish line about 10 minutes before the cutoff. I'm waiting, and we went from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and still no turbo.
I don't know where it came from, but this inner power just came out and my whole attitude changed. This is it. I'm finishing this race.
Knowing that you're just making all the time cutoffs by the skin of your teeth.
1 minute left!
If for whatever reason the wheels fall off, you're not going to rank. That would be very, very difficult to take.
So, Bad Geusern, aufgewacht, es kommt wieder mehr. Der nächste ist
Sure enough, by the skin of his teeth, turbo comes through, and literally seconds left on the clock.
You're in one piece. 211 Kilometer.
Starting a race year off with such a difficult race was both a blessing and a curse.
Oh man, that was incredible, man. Wow!
It just throws us right back into the heart of it. You relive all those emotions that you have, you deal with your demons. Now I think we're better set up for harder challenges.
To do a race this long and that, it just gives me confidence for all the next races. But if I missed the deadline by a few minutes and they said, you don't count, you're not finished, I think I would have punched the guy out.